I'm going to start the All right, we are good to go.
All right, great. Thank you. Welcome to the October 6th regular meeting of the Board of Estimate and Taxation. Madam Clerk, may I get you to call a roll, please?
Good evening. Mayor Harry W. Rilling,
I'm here.
Mr. Ed Abrams,
Here.
Mr. Ed Camacho, Mr. Kendrick Constant,
Here.
Mr. Troy Gillerat,
Here.
Mr. Artie Casimis, Miss Ann Yang. Okay, that puts us at three committee
Four
members.
with the mayor.
Yeah,
With
the
the-
mayor
With
counts.
the four, the mayor counts. Okay,
Yes.
apologies about that. All right, that makes a quorum.
Thank you very much.
Sometimes they count.
Before I move to the minutes, Mr. Mayor, any opening remarks this evening?
No, we have a short agenda. We're moving forward with the new budget process. And again, as always, I just say thank you to the members of the BET for the job that you do. It's much appreciated, and you really watch the coffers of the city, and I appreciate that.
Thank you. Very first item tonight is review and approval of the minutes from last month's meeting. May I get somebody to move that for discussion and approval, please?
So moved, Troy.
Thank you, Troy. Any changes, updates, amendments to the minutes as presented in our package? Seeing none, all in favor of approving the minutes as presented, signify by saying aye.
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 I will abstain from approving the minutes as I was unable to attend the last meeting. Also, let the record show that Mr. Camacho joined the meeting at 6:34 p.m. Good evening, Ed. All right. All you missed was the minutes from the last meeting. Ed, any changes you have to them, amendments, etc.?
No, they're fine.
All right, very good. Then moving on to the next order of business, there are no special appropriations this evening. We do have two transfers that we need to review this evening. Can I get those moved for discussion and then approval, please?
Yeah, so moved, Troy.
Thank you, Troy. The transfers begin on page 8 of our package. Tom, who'd like to speak to these this evening?
Yeah, just for clarification, these are the budget rollovers that we normally do this time of year. So yes, they are transfers, but a little bit different than the conventional ones. They're that we do the either over $5,000 ones or requests from contingency. So recall that in the past, these are the ones that surplus funds from the previous fiscal year being requested to roll over to fiscal 26. We, given the deficit situation we have for fiscal 25 at present, we really held the line with the departments, firmly said no, unless for absolute emergencies or unique situations. So we actually have one for the Board of Education, and then there's one that's not in the packet, but I have it up on my screen that I can talk to. So this one is the first one is for the Board of Education. I'll talk to it. These are some of the conventional ones that we've seen in the past. Final purchase orders where goods or services were booked on the purchase order prior to June 30th of 2025. They were delayed for whatever reason, didn't come in until later, and now that they have been delivered, whether it was a service or good, and now it comes time to pay it, and they want to pay it back for, I'm sorry, they want to pay for it, but the window has closed for paying it in fiscal 25, but that's where the money's coming from. And then a handful of deferred retirement payouts. So that comes to a total of $126,000 that they're requesting to roll over. which
Okay,
is,
any
yeah.
questions regarding that rollover? And Tom, my package shows it at $126,100.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I rounded in my head.
All right, no, that's fine. Any additional questions on that one? All right, let's move to the next and we'll approve them all at once if we can.
Yeah, so the next one, let me just pull this one up. This one is for building management. If you guys will recall, several months back, there was a request from contingency for the building department where they were going to modify the Economic and Community Development Center offices to refine some of their offices and build out some walls and some spaces to give them a conference room and also to accommodate the hiring of a new project manager and also to refine and update one of the conference rooms in the building management area just outside of Alan Lowe's office. So I believe that was a total of about $70,000. And due to some design changes, that was delayed. So they were asking to roll over $30,100 from fiscal 25 into fiscal 26 for the completion of that project. So between that one, 30,100 and the Board of Education at 126,1, we've got a total of $156,200 that we're asking to roll over. And if you guys will remember, in years past, we've done anywhere from $2.5 to $4 million. So again, we attempted to hold the line in terms of minimizing or eliminating as many of the rollovers as possible this year. So,
questions or comments?
Detroit. Tom, on that second one, is why the delay, and is the price going to stay the same?
Yeah, the price is staying the same. It was just some design changes. So as they got into the project, they decided to modify a few things. It's not going over that original 70,000 request. In fact, they think they'll come in a couple $1,000s under. So no additional funds being requested, just shifting a little bit from, or about half of it from fiscal 25 into fiscal 26.
And when will it be completed, the project?
Not sure, probably next month or two, but I'll check with Neil tomorrow. I can follow up with an answer.
All right, so it's the same price. Okay.
Correct, yeah.
Any additional comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor of the rollovers as presented this evening, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Abstentions? The rollovers are approved. Thank you, Tom. All right, next item on our agenda is in other business, and that is the review of the contingency trackers. I don't believe we need to move that. There's nothing to vote on here. It's simply a discussion and update as we normally do every month. So Tom, I'll turn it to you.
Yeah, so yeah, I guess for the last several months, we've been talking about the retroactive pay for the contract settlements. That is finally complete. Just last week, we got all the final numbers, not in time to do all of the allocations. So next month at the November BET, we will have everything finalized, i.e., all of the retroactive pay. In some cases, some of the departments were still under their budget. In some cases, they were not. So we've got to go through all the individual departments, total it up, see how that comes out at the division level, and we'll make the allocations and come back and make the requests, from contingency to make everybody whole, or at least back to budget on their individual department levels. So just to refresh everybody's memory, we've got a little over $2 million in contingency. So we'll allocate that all out to make sure that everybody is covered. And then for fiscal 25, fiscal 26, we are at $1.2 million. Obviously, no request this month. We've spent $45,000 thus far this year, leaving us with 1.2 million.
Questions for Tom on contingency?
Tom, regarding the $2 million, so is all the negotiations with the unions are completed?
Yeah, they're all finalized. All the salary tables are updated. We're still awaiting signed contracts. I think it's the fire department has some administrative activity. Well, nothing's going to change on the financial front. And then the other one is 2405, which it's partially public works, I think. And again, just some crossing the Ts and dotting the Is, but in terms of the financial impact, all of that is complete. Nothing's going to change from here.
And how would you give, if you had to give a quick high level highlights of the completed negotiations, range of increases and
Well, the easy part, easy part to summarize is everybody got 3% across the board for fiscal 25. In the out years, that's where it tended to vary a little bit. I would say it is anywhere from 2.5 to, I believe, 2.8% in years 2 through 4. Well, actually, I should say years 2 through 5. In some cases, the 2 units of fire and police actually have 5-year contracts. The rest of us have 4-year contracts. And the reason for that is to break it up because it was just too onerous to try to do all 5 unions in 1 year. So the attempt going forward is to sort of break that up and make it a little bit more manageable for everyone on both sides going forward. So in general, it's between 2.5 and say 2.8 in the out years.
and you said for the 25 it was a 3% increase.
Yeah. And that's the highest it'll be. It won't be 3% for anybody for the balance of the contracts.
Yeah, because it seems like inflation it's a little higher than inflation is currently, isn't it?
Well, currently, yeah, but when you think back to when the negotiation started, right, we were still, it was 5-ish, but coming down. So, you think back, when the negotiation started, UPS and pilots, and granted, not municipal areas, but they were getting 10%, 8%, right? And so to come away with 3% and then under 3% for the balance of the contracts, I think we did okay. And in comparison to other Connecticut municipalities, we're consistent with what we're seeing with other municipalities.
And of the 2 million, how much was used?
It came in a little bit higher. It's looking like about 2.7 million.
Oh, the total.
Yeah.
Oh, so we're gonna have to dip into this year's contingencies, or
Yeah. So we're gonna be a little bit over.
What we do when we do the negotiations, we look at arbitration awards across the state. We also look at the settlements across the state. It's all available on the website, and we can gauge by that pretty much what we would be required to provide if, for instance, we went to the state labor board because we reached an impasse. So rather than do that, we kind of work it through, and I think I think overall the unions are happy with what we were able to give them, and I think that we've worked very hard to keep it within reason.
Yeah, and also we got to keep in mind, and one of the things that we're thinking about was that the last contract term, if you think about the inflation rates during that period of time, they were through the roof. Which is something that couldn't have been anticipated when those were negotiated, but they were, inflation rates were really high then. So there was a bit of looking back in time as well. And as far as the increased cost or the cost over the contingency, it'll get covered by, it kind of gets wrapped into the whole deficit of FY25. And as we know, as we pointed out in the past, that there would be a portion of the or a larger drawdown of the fund balance in 25. So that's part of it. That would be part of it.
So Jared, just for clarification there, we're going to take the overage out of the fund balance, not out of the FY26 contingency. Is that a correct statement on my part?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for the clarification. Any additional questions related to contingency?
yeah, and Jared, what percentage of the employees are involved in this contract that we just settled? For North.
So there's 5 different contracts.
Right.
It's so I think Tom, there's maybe 25. I'll put it in the reverse. There's probably 25 or 30 employees who are not part of the contract, who are either ordinance or in the charter or otherwise not unionized. You agree with that, Tom?
Yeah, no, that's a fair statement. So
This is going to.
All right, Alan, can you mute yourself, please?
Vote, I'm not sure. Because, but we might be able to.
Alan,
As you say.
can you mute yourself, please?
Okay, we're just gonna pay some
I think
bills,
it's the mayor.
so.
Okay.
might work
All right.
out, Barbara, and see how.
Yeah, so we have about 660 full-time employees, maybe 30 or so vacancies at any given time.
Right.
And yeah, and about 25 of us, I say us because I'm non-union, Jared's non-union, most of the division, and the elected officials, for example, the mayors.
Right, so it's
No,
about
not-
over 90, it sounds like it's 95.9%, is it?
Correct, yeah, oh yeah, the vast majority
Okay.
of the people are
Just wanted to
unionized.
get a feel.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
vast
Thank you.
majority, yeah.
Thank you.
If you put it out tonight, it's not gonna get,
All right,
well.
anything else on contingency?
Place it would go tonight, yeah.
Seeing nothing else, the next
Um,
agenda item, Tom, I show is a public school construction update. Is that simply the information in our packet?
It
Or are
is.
we speaking to that tonight?
Nope, just a packet.
Okay,
Yeah.
for those of the BT, anybody review that packet? Any questions, comments on the update?
I just, I didn't get a chance to go through my emails for a
All
while.
right, very good.
mute the mayor or whoever that is?
I just texted him.
Yeah, they don't wanna, he should know he's on the
I
air.
got him, I did,
Oh,
It's
I
all
got it,
taken care of.
Okay,
I got it.
All right. So then the next item in additional information, I see that Alan Dutton is on. That means it is time for our quarterly Oak Hills update, isn't it, Tom?
Yeah, so it's actually supposed to be Lisa, but she's away on her much deserved vacation. So I asked Alan to swap with Lisa on the quarterly update, and he graciously agreed to do so. So go ahead, Alan.
So it's not really a quarterly update because I was here 2 months ago, but it's okay, guys, not to worry about it. So month of August, we'll talk about revenue, expenses, and net income. On the revenue side in Oak Hills for the month of August, we were budgeted to do $338,000, and we ended up doing $423,000. So we were $85,000 ahead of revenue. August was just a beautiful month for us weather-wise, and we had some pretty good outings. So on the revenue side, it was great. Expenses, we budget was 232. We actually spent 241, so we were basically $9,000 over in our expenses, plus 85 in revenue. So our net income for the month of August was $76,000. It's actually pretty similar to the month of July. So we did have a very, very good month in the month of August, I'm pleased to say, which is the second month of our operating year. On a year-to-date basis, after 2 months in the bank, July and August, our revenue was budgeted at $707,000. We actually came in at $841,000. So after 2 months, we are way ahead of our budget, $134,000. Which is a lot of money, basically. A lot of it is weather-related, I really do believe. On the expense side, the budget was to spend 461. We ended up spending 480. So we were 19,000 higher in our expenses to support the 134,000 increase in revenue. So we find ourselves after 2 months with a good head of steam of $116,000 ahead of our budgeted net income. So we do continue to do well after the first 2 months of the year. Are there any questions on the financial side? I do have a couple of the points to make after this as well. Any questions, gentlemen?
Doesn't appear to be any, Alan.
Okay, just a couple of heads up here. We basically, Oak Hills Park has agreed to an arrangement with our golf pro, Paul Alexander. Paul reached a mutual agreement. Paul will be retiring and leaving us at the end of October, at the end of his contract. We would like to thank Paul for all his efforts for us during the 12 years he's been here as the teaching pro and also as the pro. So we have put together a search committee and are in the process of looking to hire a new golf professional for Oak Hills Park. So that is that. Also, over this last 6-9 months to a year, we have been working with the First Tees organization, which is a 501c3 not-for-profit organization around in America, in Connecticut. They're interested in establishing a presence here in Fairfield County. They are a very good organization that helps children, younger children and young adults to play golf where they would not normally have a chance to do that. So we've been working with them. They do have certain things that they look at. They'd like to have, in the areas where they come into a learning center area where there would be some offices, possible golf simulators. They look to have similar to what they have up in Cromwell, which is their Connecticut headquarters, a small driving range area for the kids, and also 2 or 3 holes for the children, for the kids and young adults to use to say 75 foot, holes for them to practice on. These are what they would normally need. So obviously we're 144 acres here at Oak Hills. How would this, how can we work with this? Good news is that the First Tees is pretty well funded and is looking to make an investment into this situation. And we're in the process of talking to them now. We've had a couple of meetings with the mayor. I'd like to thank Mayor Rilling for his help so far. It's a really good organization. The question is, can we fit their needs into what we have, and how would it play through throughout as we move further forward? So I just wanted to let the BET know that is in the works at the moment. Any questions?
Yeah, real quick on this, Troy. That's great with First Tee. I think they had it about my son was 20. He did it 20 years ago, whatever, at Oak Hills, and
Okay.
I don't know, it went away, whatever. But it's a great organization, and we could do something if it works for both parties. That'd be great. The other thing is about the restaurant. I looked at the income lines. And I see 2,000 a month in rent. I mean, am I missing something? Is that what it is, or are you guys?
Yeah, no. What it is, Troy. When we structured it, there's a very low base rent, and there's a percentage of food sales. It's specifically structured to be low in the first 2 to 3 years. Because this is when they're growing the business, and I don't have the numbers. That number does increase as the years go on the base rent, be it $2,000 or $3,000. I forget exactly a month and whatever it is, how that is. I think it's $2,000 or $3,000. It goes up, and then as their sales grow, we then take a percentage of it. So it doesn't look like a lot of money. It isn't. I mean, traditionally these things, leases, it'd be great to be able to charge $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 a month, but it's just not realistic for an operation such as ours. So we are pretty much where we thought we'd be. They are doing well on the private party business, but the restaurant is still needs to grow. I think probably we need to look at the menu as well. How much barbecue and how much regular areas. So there's still room for improvement there, but I think we're doing okay.
And their contract runs for another couple of years, right? Their lease.
I think it's a 5-year deal. Yeah.
And they're in year 3, I believe.
Sorry.
What year? I think we're in year 3 now, or 2.
I think this is the year 2, I believe. Yeah. So we've got 3 more years after this.
So we should see that. You're saying that is the number 2,000 a month, and it may ramp up in the future, I guess.
Well, it'll go up to 3,000 a month, and then hopefully, as the revenue will increase, that will also go on top of that as well. If you like, I can take a look at the numbers and I'll shoot them to you, Troy, if you'd like me to.
Yeah, that's fine. Also, I'll talk to you offline about the pro situation. But anyway, Thank you, Alan.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments for Alan?
Yeah, I have a comment. There were several of us on this call that participated in a fundraiser recently at Oak Hills. The Norwalk PAL had a scramble golf tournament on September 22nd. And we were fortunate that it was a beautiful day like today. There were a ton of people there, and it was very smoothly run, and it was a lot of fun. Raised a good amount of money for the organization, but just kudos to Alan and his team. Everything was top notch, and I would give it 5 stars, and I will do it again.
So maybe you'll increase my pay, Tom, right?
Maybe.
Only kidding. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Pass along the kudos to the team.
Okay, thank you.
I believe, Tom, that concludes all of the items on our agenda for this evening, but before I make that statement, I want to double check with you.
Yeah, that's all I see.
All right, with that being the case, may I get a motion to adjourn, please? Thank you, Kendrick. We are now adjourned. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Thank
Good
you.
night, everyone.
You.
Tom, is the next meeting after the election or before? I'm not sure.
The day before, Monday, November 3rd.
Oh, yeah, well, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good night.